All right, welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Shane Connary joining us with Vail Mountain Rescue. Shane, you had quite a harrowing adventure this weekend. It was quite the Mother's Day, huh?
Yeah, so this weekend was our first real swiftwater rescue, and it started out as a doozy. So it was 4 people in
Four people in a raft.
In a raft, in an oar boat raft,
Yep.
and they were floating down the Eagle, which is actually flowing pretty good right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you know what you're doing, it's perfect water right now. It's not too big, but it's big enough to kind of get over the rocks. And but if you don't know what you're doing, things can change real fast.
Right, and it can become incredibly dangerous. So, and we have some pictures of this rescue, and you can actually see Dan Smith got out on the bank at least, so he was out there. But what you see is a raft that got stuck on a rock.
So that's the boat.
That's the boat.
That's not a big boat.
No, and there were 4 people in it. And the worst part is they only had one personal flotation device.
So basically one, what do we call them? They're just basically PFDs.
PFDs,
yeah.
Right. So
life preservers.
Right.
Life preservers, for those of you who don't know.
And so everybody in the boat should have a Coast Guard approved life preserver, right? Because you never know what's going to happen in the swift water. So they got stuck on the Eagle River right behind Ptarmigan Sports. Fire department was first to arrive on scene, right? They're the first responders. Eagle County paramedics also responded. We got the call and we got people there as quickly as we could. And it was a whole team effort, right, to get these guys out. And the process, because we had to be incredibly careful that we couldn't have the boat tip over because you've got multiple people without PFDs. So the first thing to do was get PFDs out to the folks in the boat.
Okay.
So we did that, and the fire department actually got them out there. And then we secured the boat with a line and got a second line out there so that we could attach it to people and bring the 3 additional people off the raft and safely to shore. And that's where you see some of our pictures, are people working the lines on the shore.
Okay.
And even our folks that are on the shore, if they're within 10 feet of the river, they're wearing one of these, right?
Of course.
If they're in the river, then they're not only wearing a PFD, they're wearing, a helmet of some sort.
Right.
The folks in the boat, none of them were wearing helmets, right? So you can imagine the combination: no helmet, no PFD. You fall in the water, you hit your head. It's a body recovery at that point.
So everybody stayed in the boat until you recovered them. No one got pitched from the boat and floated down.
Right. Luckily, no one got pitched. Good. And then once we got the people, the 3 bystanders, kind of the floaters, out of the boat, then the person that owned the boat, we worked with him in ropes and pulled it off the rock.
Okay.
And it went down into an eddy, and we got him out of the water also.
How long was the process, would you say?
It was an hour and a half. So they were stuck on the rock. We were told about 30 minutes before first responders and everybody got there. And then it was about an hour and a half total time.
So the takeaway, honestly, for that group is obviously life jackets or PFDs, helmets. I feel like that there might have been a few too many people in that smaller boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it's one of those things where you can be a good oarsman and you can know how to navigate the river, but with these high waters, things happen a lot quicker.
Right.
And you need to be able to be proactive as opposed to reactive in a situation like that. That's what I've seen.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the other thing, and I'm not saying it's the case in this one, but swift water and alcohol don't mix either, right? So it's one of those things where you don't, hey, hold my beer, watch this as I go down the river.
That's right.
So you just need to use common sense, right? Wear your protective gear, your helmets, your PFDs, and do it with a clear mind.
That's right. Good job, Shane.
Hey,
thanks for everything that you guys do. Once again, Vail Mountain Rescue, don't put yourself in that situation ever, and if you are, you've got a group of people, the volunteers that are there to help you. We have a look at your weather forecast coming up next.